Hello, this is Gail Herlitzka. I am recording my assignment number 6 regarding internet history. So what I chose to do today, and I'm going to read what I also wrote, the 5 events I chose were related to the invention and evolution of the email system. I could have written about how the computer came along and how internet evolved, etc., but I chose how email became because it is an essential means of communication that I think we sometimes take for granted. Email, mostly used for business, education, and personal communication, was an essential link to the documenting and correspondence between parties. So we started off in 1972. Ray Tomlinson invented the email from the Internet Hall of Fame. So I have this article on who is Ray Tomlinson, and what I was able to find out is that the Internet Hall of Fame is misleading in giving credit to Ray Tomlinson for inventing email. Email had been in play prior to this, but was only used for interfacing between the same computers. Tomlinson was instrumental for creating the @ that separated the username from the name of the machine or computer that it was on. So there is some controversy on who actually invented email and when. This is a really good article right here on that. So the next one that I went to that came up was for 1983, and it was in regards to Paul Makapetris, and he invented the domain name system. Paul was assigned, he was assigned by his boss a new way to assigning and recording internet addresses. Prior to this request and invention, you looked up an address from a host table. He created the domain allowing an easier way to connect directly to a specific IP address, where you can now go directly to a specific end user. That was supported, and here's the link on this one and how it shows the history and how it was made and how he got there. So timeline fact number 3 was in regards to Craig Partridge. He developed the modem email writing system. So Craig was instrumental in designing a much faster, efficient routing system for emails. His routing system is still in use today, 20 years later. I really couldn't find where he did anything other than, just redesigning the routing system to make the email system go a little bit faster than what it did before. Number 4 in the sequence of 5 is in 1991, Phil Zimmerman, this gentleman right here, created Pretty Good Privacy, which is a PGP encryption program. So Phil, the pioneer for privacy and surveillance, wrote PGP, Pretty Good Privacy, an encryption code that provides cryptographic privacy for data communication. PGP encryption is used to make emails, texts, and other forms of communication confidential. It does not surprise me to know that the program was being used against the American people. So Phil created this program, worked for the U.S. government, and this is his background through Wikipedia, but I also found this article right here, which I thought was very interesting. He was the top encryption researcher, and he moves to Switzerland to escape government interference. And this article goes into telling how he was a pioneer for the service. He decided to move when he felt like the government was making him store information on private citizens. And he had issue with that, so he went to Switzerland. So my number 5 on the timeline is about the archive of the information. Brewster Kahle found Internet archives, email surpasses postal mail. doesn't any article that I read or found, not one of them discussed really specifics about how he knew that it was how the email surpassed postal mail. But it did say that Brewster, he is a digital librarian, founded the Internet Archive for the storing of digital data, which is a universal access to all knowledge. He was instrumental for the preserving of books, audios, and etc. that would otherwise disappear into the background to be forever lost or forgotten. He has preserved billions of pages, millions of books, billions of audio files, and movies. So that's what his claim here to being on the internet. And this goes into talk about what he has actually done as far as saving all the files, so that way they're not going to be lost forever. He was, let's see. So this was the last of all the ones in my sequence. These are the 5 of the timeline of email history. If it wasn't for these 5 events, we wouldn't have much of a history to go back off of, and we wouldn't evolve to where we are today, so that we can send emails and be safe about it. So I hope you enjoyed my introduction here, my research on this project, and y'all have a good day. Thanks.